What's up, YouTube? My name's Steve. Welcome to my channel. Probably one of my first videos I'm going to put out. I do have a lot that I need to edit. I haven't got a chance to put them out yet. I do have an active Instagram channel, but there's some things I want to go over with my Jeep. One is going to be with this review on this 230 AX2 tent. So this is the aluminum hardtop. It's been a good tent. I just kind of want to go over some of the things, some of the issues I've had with it, and some of the things that I think could do better. For the price point, I think it's a decent tent. I want to say this was delivered to my door. It was $3,500. And we're going to go over some of the things where I think are good on this tent and bad, and some things that need improvement, their customer service. So let's dive into that. Okay, so the first thing I want to dive into with this tent is actually this. It is kind of dirty. I was at the dunes last and I haven't really cleaned it out completely yet. The first thing that I noticed with this tent is there is a light on the back of here that when you fold this down, it plugs into a USB, and you have white and you have amber, dimming, non-dimming. So some of the issues I ran into immediately was the first trip out, this had gave out. It had a short inside the wire or something, which I did call 230, and they were awesome. They replaced it. They sent me out a new one. All they asked for was a receipt. It was really cool. Second thing that I ran into with some issues with this tent is the second trip out, this shock cord. You can see I had to put a different end on it. So this shock cord hooks from this side to the other side. And what that does is when you're folding the tent, it sucks all this in so it doesn't get caught in these hinges right here. So second trip out, this ripped. Now I called the company 230 once again, and I said, hey, I have an issue. Second trip out, this had ripped. And the thing that kind of turned me off was he had told me, well, it's just paracord. You can make a new one. They're easy to make, which, yes, they are. And I did buy paracord. See, I just threw it on the ground here. I'm actually going to repair it today. I did buy 50 feet of paracord, maybe it's 100, for $8 to $9. I do got a hook on the lead or on the ends and things like that, but that kind of turned me off. I think for $3,500, you shouldn't be replacing parts of your own tent in the first couple weeks. I've had this tent on here for 4 months now, and it does deploy about once every other weekend or once a weekend. We do a lot of snow camping with it. So I do use it often. And there's another thing we're going to go over with this tent. I don't know if it's due to the shock cord. I don't know if I had done it with the deploying the tent or folding it down when the shock cord was broke. I'm uncertain. I have reached out to the manufacturer. He had suggested some methods to repair the side of the tent because there is a hole, and this is a blackout tent. So when it turns morning, you can really see that shining through a pin, even though it's a pinhole. You can see it shining through. Maybe it's me, but I feel, actually no, I don't know if I caused that tear or that little hole in there to put it down, or if it was like that when I got it. I couldn't tell you for certain. It was something that my son had pointed out when it was morning one day. The light was shining through the pinhole, and I'd looked at the outside of the tent, and I had seen a little spot where it had caught. Now, like I said, I didn't make too much of a fuss about it because I don't know if it was me. But right here, if you can see right here, I think maybe it got caught in here when this rip cord or this bungee cord has snapped. They told me some things I could do to repair it or remedy it, which is great. I think if I was to do it over again, I wouldn't go $3,500 on a tent. I wouldn't even go 2,000 plus. I think I would go with, let's see, there's Nature Nest, which is hardtop tents. This one actually fit my build perfect for what I was gonna do. So I, of course, wanted the bed rack. And I wanted it to sit lower on here and kind of have this piece be more aerodynamic and flow off that. I didn't want a big tent up there. And this is a 2-person tent. It's an AX2. I do run an FSR hot tent for the ground that I do run as well. But I just, for the price point, I don't think I would go this route again. I just think there's so much competition in the market that people are jacking their prices. You know, I know a lot of people that we go with have iCampers, FSR, also a great tent, in 230, which this one is. I think next time, learning what I learned, I would go a way cheaper route. And don't get me wrong, like, these have their place, but I feel that when I was buying it, one of my big concerns was customer service. So I actually reached out to FSR, spoke with somebody, and I was going to go that route. I spoke with iCamper. I spoke with 230, which they were great. They answered my calls. You know, they're right here in America where, you know, it's easy to access them with our hours. And there was always somebody there that was knowledgeable to take the call. But I just think with this being, you know, with the price point and me having to repair some of these problems, I don't know if customer service is such a huge deal. The light that I replaced, or that they replaced, was actually, it's probably a $20-some light. It can't be too expensive. And I may look that up and find the actual price. The shock cord, I paid $7 for 100 feet, 50 to 100 feet. The rip, that's kind of irritating. I did buy a kit today to see if we can patch that up. I don't think it's going to be an issue. But let's get this thing set up and take a look at what it's like. All right, so how I'm going to repair this is probably a better way, but this is kind of the only way I know how. Got a lighter, my wife's scissors. I better put them back, she'll get mad. We're just going to go ahead and, you know, kind of measure this. I know it's tied in a weird spot. That's okay. All right. Well, that looks pretty good. Hopefully. You can snip this off there. I could give her a little burn. That way it just doesn't all come undone. It's probably going to come undone because it doesn't look like it did anything there. Well, maybe it melted it together. I don't know. Makes me feel better. So, get this one. No, ain't doing crap. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. Maybe I won't. Maybe I wasted my time. Maybe I wasted some butane. Whatever. So now we're going to put this clip on. We're just going to snip that off there. Yeah, there. All right. Oh, I should have looked at what kind of knot they put on there. I don't know any good knots. That's all right. We're going to do this one. I don't know which one this is, but it looks kind of good. Oh. There. All right. Now, that should do something. I'll go ahead and get, oh, that one just untied. I guess I put that on the first time. So I'll just run him through. Oh, what is that? That turned out funny. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this. And maybe give her one more. Get a little more length out of it there. I wish I knew better knots. I mean, the manufacturers didn't hold up. Maybe mine won't. So let's go up there. I mean, that's all it is. Let's try it out. Let's put her up there. Come over the other side here. All right. I'll bring him around this way. Okay. Over here. Like I said, I hope this is right. I'm gonna hook it just here so I can slink on down to the other side. Oh, okay. Oh, one thing I didn't think of when I did this, darn it, is this has to go. Yeah, we'll see what we got. Oh, that's pretty tight. Oh well. This has to fold down. I should be able to get that. See, but now when you fold it up, this just kind of keeps all this in to where it's supposed to be good. You know, this, we'll put him, maybe he goes on the bottom, I don't know. Yeah, we'll put him down below. Looks better than just going across the canvas. All right, let's see how this thing works. Okay, you gonna hold my tent together for me? Let's see. Oh yeah, what a treat. See? There's that balloon. All right, so round two, I guess. Have some more of this shock cord. I actually have a better idea for how I'm going to do this time. Let me do my thing. That probably didn't matter. Big pile on the ground there. All right, I got a better idea. Probably gonna get torn up in the comments about my knot. That's okay. Okay, now better look. There we go. Now we'll kind of scorch that thing down. I should have done that from the first time. All right, well. Okay. So now I think how we're going to do this is I'm going to slither up the side of the tent. We're going to hook this up. And I'm just going to pull it to where it's on the bottom, snug. And then when I release it, hopefully it's tight enough where it hooks on here. And we're going to go. So I'm going to shoot up the side of the tent real quick. And we're going to see what that looks like. All right. So I'm going to throw this over there. Nice. Didn't work out at all. Okay. I guess I'll just, I can't reach across that. You know what I'll do? Okay. Yep. All right. We're just gonna, yeah, maybe I can actually. All right. And we'll just, okay, I guess I can. Ah, come on, you little devil. There we go. Now, I'm just gonna pull her taut. Get this out of my way. All right, pull her taut. Where she goes. Right there, so there she goes. Okay. All right. Now, slip over to this side. That's kind of elastic, so we're gonna cut her right there. Bam. Okay. Put our funky little knot in here again. Just a terrible little knot, but hopefully she holds it. Yeah, I think it will. No problem. Nope. Okay. That was a crappy knot. Let's do this. Yeah, if any of you guys got a better suggestion for a knot, just shoot it by in the comments. Maybe a Boy Scout or something. I was Army, but we aren't really tying knots. Okay. Snip that. Okay. Just gonna kind of give her one of these again. There we go. There she is there. Slip her across. Oh, that's taut. But we'll see if that's enough to hold it in when it... Okay, pull this. No, not really. Now it's loose. That ain't gonna hold nothing. Golly. Why? Junk. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to unclip it every single time. Darn it. All right, I'm abandoning my new shock cord idea and just because this one stretches way more. Junk. So I'm just gonna, darn it, wasted $7. Of course I did. All right. So we're gonna hook this one. I can probably get a better looking knot than that at least. I mean, I think I did that. I definitely did that. So we're gonna do this one a little differently. Kind of same scenario. We're gonna hook it and then we're gonna pull it around, get it taut here. See if with the elastic being, you know, more elastic, if I can take some out of it and make it do what I need it to do. We'll see. Let's go hook that up. All right, shooting up the side of the tent again. Weasel that through. I just don't like it because that looks hideous. I mean, a brand new tent, and then you have a big ugly knot. Shoot. Okay. All right. I'll grab him. Pull him around. Yeah. Get him taut on here. See that dumb knot? Boy, that just looks dumb. Yeah, here we are again to where it's not really, you know, if I do this, actually I'm stretching out, let's do this. See, now when I release it, the same Mickey Mousing that I was just dealing with, I'm sure. Well, it's a little tighter. Not nothing to write home about. Yeah, that's the way it's gonna have to be. That's just the way she's gonna have to go. I'll have to just weasel around and due diligence here and have to pinch her in the tent. Another thing that's really kind of a bugger on this thing is, even without the bedding, it's just a kind of a pain in the rear end. I don't know. I just feel it should go down faster than that, or pull itself down, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I got high expectations. I do want to loosen these up. These are a pain in the rear end. Well, let's loosen them up real fast. So one thing I am going to do is I am going to move this over just a hair, because it's, what is it, thread backwards or something, or is it just that tight? Oh, it is tight. Okay. All right. So we are going to, like I said, just weasel that over, just so it doesn't hit my. Oh boy, them are tight. Wow. I didn't foresee that. That's crazy. That little latch. Okay, so we're gonna move him over and we'll tighten him down at the end. There, see? Oh, it ain't hitting my light. Cool. Let's go find, you know, this beats traveling back and forth to the wrong size every single time, so let's just delete on this real quick. There we go. All right. Now this is my Jeep tool bag. I have, what is that? Cow loosener? I don't know. Now this is my Jeep tool bag that I have all my stuff for the trail in. We're just gonna, that's kind of my crap, you know, not your good ones. Oh, look at that. Right on. Okay, so we're gonna need another one. It's fine, so I'm probably gonna need this. All right, so let's weasel over here. I have this nice little tool kit. Got it all. Let's see. There she is, right there. See? Boy, that's nice. Okay, well, let's go make this thing so it's not so hard to open. Someone's trying to peek. That's nice. All right. Well, why is there a hole in the side of it? I don't know. Ain't mine to worry about. Actually, it is mine to worry about. All right. So, which ones make it tough? Is it these? It's these. Heck, it's probably both of them. I wonder if I can loosen on that just a little bit. Yeah. Not such a bugger. Yeah, see, that's tight. I don't. It's gotta be able to loosen, right? What way would be tighten? Which way would be loosen? I'd assume. I assume that's loosen, right? That's still pretty tight. There we go. What a pain that was to do, and it was just this easy little trick the whole time. There we go. That's so much easier. There we go. Let's do this one. Oh, they do everything so tight. Come on, you little devil. Oh, I gotta get. Oh, scissors. Okay. There we go. That's way better. Okay. Way better. I might even go a little looser on that one. But that's just how you loosen these up, I guess. There's no instruction manual. Obviously, it's just, you can see it. There. That's much better. Now we got two in the front. Perfect. Now these. Oh my goodness. All right, last one. This one's kind of tucked in there, but it should be pretty easy. Shouldn't be too bad. Now, this one was actually the easiest one. That is still... That is still super tight. Maybe the latch will just break in after a little bit. Yeah, I'll squirt some WD-40 on it. I don't need some lube. That's gonna be way better. I might even take a little out of this. That one's still kind of tight. Let me take a little out of this one. Yeah, now the dang bolt's loose. So it's just meant to be a little snug. There we go. I might see what I can get out of this one. Yeah, see one. Still super tight. There we go. There we go. That's way better. This one's... I can do a little more. There we go. Oh, yeah. I like that. Okay. Take a little more of this one. That's money. That's good. All right, so how we're gonna do this now is I'm just gonna latch the whole tent down with all the other latches. And then we'll come to this one and snug it up to where it needs to be. That'll kind of show us exactly where it needs to be. See what I mean? It's... I don't know. Do you hear that clunking? What is that? Something caught in there maybe? Oh, that's way nicer. Okay. Oh yeah. Before my son can even flip these up, and he's 15. So, all right. Now, make a nice little spot for this guy. It's right there. Oh. Snip him on down. There you go. Not that hard to do here. Looks like there's a little bit of adjustment you can account for. Now we'll put it all the way down. Yeah, there she is. That'll sell. Okay. I'm definitely not going as tight as they had it. I don't know what the deal was there. There. Come on now. He's a stubborn little mule. There we go. Okay. Perfect.